Break it down, bring it back, make it clap. I got 3 old thoughts, new guap, where that thing bitches on my line.
Right, we're back at Docklands again, but this time we've improved. We've got our gloves this time, which add 1,000 grip points, so we ain't letting go of that steering wheel anytime soon. We got our boots, we got our suit, but the only unfortunate part of this is, well, the camera of course, as there's more pixels than Minecraft, but I had to wear their helmet. And for you people that may have been to Team Sport Docklands, the helmets aren't exactly the most comfortable. The reason why is because they wouldn't allow me to put the camera onto my helmet because they said it might damage it, so I was like, yeah, I'm not going to risk that one. But I do have 2 different angles, and you're wondering, Genjutsu, how do you have 2 different angles? You've only got 1 rented camera. But I got the footage from someone else's point of view, which was also on one of the rented cameras, so it's still going to have loads of pixels. But you're going to see my little overtakes and lines, and you know, it just makes the video look a lot better than just, yeah, one point of view. Alright, well, lights are green, well, not green, yellow, as it's the first lap. And as you can see here, I'm using my 1,000 degrees warm-up technique with severe amount of skill. Look at these little zigzags. Ain't nobody gonna have a tyre temperature as high as mine. I'm gonna have more grip than anyone on this track. As we come up on the ramp here, I decide to bring out my inner Fast and Furious and go for a cheeky little drift while no one's looking. And then unfortunately, we come to a red light. Yeah. But I make a little friend here. He pulls up beside me. We give each other a little wink and a smile. And it was a nice little moment between us as we get ready to roll down the ramp and continue our race and probably smash each other into the wall at some point. But yeah, right. Yellow's won. He lets me go, and away we go. This is where things got a little bit interesting for me because I didn't realise that I was going to be at the very start of the grid with, I think 10 or 9 other drivers with me on that night. A little bit of pressure, not too much, but like I said, I got my tyres warmed up, I got my gloves, my shoes. It all adds speed. I'm going to be a lot faster than I was before, but you know, we're getting ready now. Got ourselves all ready for the green light, which seemed to take flipping forever as we sat there. So as usual, I get distracted and start looking at things. But yeah, here we go. Why don't I put my visor up? Oh, okay. Right, here we go. Lights are green, and the race is now begun. As much as I have all this pressure behind me, I have to make sure I defend my line at every cost. Every cost. I ain't letting no one overtake me. I mean, I probably will, because I'm not very good. But you know, we're gonna stay ahead. We're going to send it up on the ramp. Look at this. Professional driving right here. Compared to the first time when I brake way before and just get extremely slow around there. I still do have areas that I need to improve. My braking, I'd say my braking definitely needs a lot of improvement because I'm either braking too hard or just not braking at all. A few of my friends have reviewed the footage and told me themselves that my braking is definitely set to work on. I'm very used to driving on the sim setups, and my brake pedals are like not the greatest. I have the G920, so I think my brain uses the brake pedal like how I would at home. So yeah, it all sort of contributes really to the race. But you know, a little bit faster at the top here. No brakes. I was told to go full throttle. Beast mode, which, you know, is fun. Little tap here as this guy overtakes me, but I ain't having it. I'm gonna try and chase him. Oh, looks like he hit the wall a little bit there. Right, there we go. Not too shabby through there. I felt like at times my car just wouldn't catch up. I mean, it's probably just one of my many excuses that I always have when driving, but you can see here I'm in range, but I just don't really seem to really push through enough for him. Like even here, like I go straight through, no brakes, go in, but he's just pulling away from me. But you know, we're still behind him. We're still behind him. Oh, not a very good exit through there, unfortunately. That's the big issue I have with this track. The last segment, I never really get a clean exit. Once again, it's the brakes. I need to work on them, but you know, it's a huge improvement. For anyone who's seen the first video, when it was my first time go-karting in 10 years. Can you believe that? It's been 10 years. That that footage was awful. Not as in the camera with more pixels than Minecraft has ever had, but the actual driving was just bot driving, NPC driving. Whereas here I'm a lot more brave. You know, I've got the outfit on, which of course you know adds speed and skill. You know, but yeah, he's pulling away fairly, but you know no one else seems to have caught up just of yet. Right, coming around this bend, I don't know if you can really see. There's been a little bit of an oopsie, but if you look really carefully at this little pixel over here, the one that's span out, it's going to play an important part of the rest of the race because we have some footage from his point of view, and it makes the video a bit more interesting. So, thank you to Pixel Man who span out for the footage. Luckily, he does get back into the race. He joins the pack. You do try and go for him right here, but just don't get it. But what I've decided is I'm going to stick behind him. I'm going to look for another opportunity. And as you go around here, I carry a little bit more speed than him. Keeps right up behind. You know, not too bad there. But as we get to this section, I think the pressure might have slightly got him, and he didn't do too well. So it leaves me enough space to slip myself right through, and we take it. We go ahead. I was pretty proud of myself. I know it's pretty simple, but then I messed it up here. I span out. Once again, it's the brakes. I just didn't brake enough, and I messed it up. But luckily, we kept ahead, kept going. Yeah, it didn't end there. The luck decided to come against me, and I get absolutely just destroyed. Right here, this dude come out of nowhere. He must have overtaken the guy that I overtook, and he's just wasted through. He's a speed demon. As you can see here on the straights, I try my human DRS, doesn't work. He's gone. All jokes aside, I did have a chat with this guy before the race, and he's a lovely lad. He told me some lines to take. He was actually the person who taught me how to do the top section. I would normally lift off on the first apex and go back on the throttle, whereas he would tell me just go full throttle, keep it round, and you know you pick up a lot of speed. As you see, I'm ever so slightly catching, but I messed up the exit there, and he once again is just ahead of me. In other news though, today I did receive a camera that is a million times better than the £8 rented ones that were Docklands. I got the GoPro Hero 10, that came today, which I'm super stoked about. That's to be a lot of fun. Now when I go do, Docklands again, I have some nice clear footage and not tons of pixels and graininess. It does look a lot worse here though because it was nighttime, so the camera struggled even more than it originally would. So it didn't really help, but it's what it is. At least there's some form of way to view my footage. So yeah. As well, I'm thinking about trying some of the outdoor events. I was looking at lakeside go-karting. That looks like a blast. It looks like straights a lot of the time, so you capture a lot of speed. I think you get to around maybe 50 mile an hour if you're lucky on the straights if you've got a good line. So that'll be a lot of fun. I do enjoy the indoor karting at Docklands. It's absolutely fantastic. I have a lot of fun when I come down with friends, but I just really want to get out on the outside tracks because I hear so many good things about it, especially lakeside. So that's definitely going to be one of my future tracks that I'm going to try, whether it's my next time or in a couple of months, but I'm super looking forward to it, especially now that I've got a GoPro and I can record these events and, you know, not have to worry if there's any spare rented cameras left for the session. We do seem to be catching up with this guy here though, which is quite exciting. We're going to go for the overtake, slip right in on the inside because, you know, that's my little move. I've noticed now when, as I go through the laps, that section seems to be my little passage, my little secret passage that I've developed on some of the racers that don't have as much experience. They always seem to go on the top side of the bank, which just slows you down massively. I once was, you know, the guy that did that, but I eventually discovered that keeping along the bottom is just gonna, you know, keep going smooth on the racing line. So you know, we get those passes. It's fun. There's this section here it needs a lot more work because, you know, it slows me down so much. Let's pop over back to Mr. Pixel Man. We'll keep it as that for now. He seemed to unfortunately drop back a few positions once I'd taken the overtake. And just like how that guy is now gonna lose positions because his car decided to die. I'm not too sure what the reason was. It might have been fuel related or but, you know, just car. Sometimes the carts do malfunction a bit and they turn off. Which, you know, it's normal. It happens, but it costs you a lot of the race, unfortunately. I do believe that it does bring us to a red light at some point in the race because I do remember us stopping. Yeah, here we go. Just like that. Bit of fun. I'm going to pop back over to my point of view. So I lift up my snazzy rented helmeted visor. It was awful, the helmet, unfortunately. The visor kept falling down when I was racing. It was such a nightmare because I usually have it open a bit so I don't fog up the lens. But it was a nightmare. But, you know, back to the race. Off we go. Green lights. Seem to keep up with this guy actually. It's quite nice. He skids out a little bit. Keeping up with him nicely. This is what I mean, because I've noticed when I was racing, I keep up, but not enough. And it would make me so frustrated because he span out there, and I still didn't get the speed I wanted to overtake. But it does look like he's either slightly fatigued or he's struggling by severe pressure and now human DRS powers to capture him and consume him. Maybe not consume, we're not that big of a monster, but we do take the position, we shoot right past him, send him miles behind us, because, you know, that's where we want him. We'll keep him behind, we'll keep going forward. A couple of seconds later actually, we find ourselves shooting down the ground. We find our next victim to consume, because right now, boom, spins out, we overtake him, and we laugh like an absolute maniac as we overtake him, leaving miles behind in the abyss. And then literally just after, on the next lap, we find our next victim. We're going to chase him down, hunt him down, like all the other victims we've consumed. We'll find the perfect line. We're going to try and go for our overtake. He seems to have a bit of a rough entrance, just like me, but leaves a big enough gap. We zoom through. I think that's the third time we've done that this race, and I was so happy on the amount of overtakes I had, because, like I always say, I always compare it to the first time I raced. I was too scared to go for the opportunities, and I would always just be stuck behind and be so frustrated with myself. But this time I just went for it, saw the gaps, and just shot through. And good old pal of mine, Vincent, he told me to do it. So I know you're probably watching this video right now. And, yeah, thanks to you, mate. I actually went for the overtakes instead of sitting behind and being scared like I used to. Jump back to, you know, good old Mr. Pixel, the legend himself, as you can say. But he didn't seem to gain many positions, unfortunately. Since, you know, I whizzed past and left him into the abyss. But by the looks of things, there's a cheeky little battle in his hands. Tries best to defend, but he's really wide. over there, which unfortunately makes him lose position. So RIP to you, away position. Absolutely free. So a lot further down in the race, a lot of people didn't pull out because this was the 40 laps, and as you can see, it left me with the ability to use my NOS. So I had loads of speed going through the rest of the race. This is not sped up footage at all, completely legit. But yeah, as you can see, I had not really many battles left as people did leave. One of the marshals told me that because I absolutely blitzed past those three guys, that they had to pull out the race because it was just too much for them to handle. You know, I left such a devastating mark on the races, and it just left one more guy to race, and it was him, this little pixel on the screen. And I thought, you know what? I ain't letting you stay ahead of me. I'm Jinjitsu. Nobody beats me. I mean, some people do, but in this occasion, I'm gonna pass you, and I'm gonna leave you in the rest of the abyss with all the other racers. So I'm gonna make sure that happens right now. And Genjitsu has done it, making the final move of the day, making it the fourth victim thrown into the abyss. Also, I just shoot past them and wave goodbye as I finish the rest of the race. So as we swiftly bring ourselves to the pit lanes, we was met by the marshal who kind of talked with me and he said, "Hey, Jinjitsu, you destroyed everyone on the race. You actually pulled the fastest lap time in the world of 20 seconds. He said that the 1,000-degree tyre warm-up technique was nothing that he's ever seen before, and that actually made me win everything." But on a real note, I do want to thank everyone for the amount of support I've received in the most recent videos I've been doing. A lot of you people have messaged me about the next time I'm going to go racings, because I had some of you say that you want to be in some of the karting videos, which is fantastic. Now that I have the GoPro Hero 10, it makes that a lot easier for me, because the rented cameras I can't always get, because, you know, a lot of people do book them up, so it makes it quite tricky for me to record the times I go. But now I've got that, it makes things, you know, easier and a lot higher quality too, and not just full of pixels and graininess. So yeah, next track, Lakeside, hopefully. It'd be some fun. It'd be some fun. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Like if you're new, subscribe, comment, share, do all the good stuff, and I'll see you guys very, very soon.